All right. That's right. Keep putting your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team. And thank you for being with us here today at CSL Dallas. Whether you're joining us on the ether of the internet or here on campus, we want to say thank you for being with us today. And every day is a day for transformation, spiritual deepening, and heart connection, no matter what's going on. And every day we learn and practice something important that makes a difference. We love that you are here with us today and invite you to go with us as we are living beyond the stars. So join me for today's celebration by putting your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team.
Well, good morning. It's good to see you all today. We'd ask that you would stand if you feel so inclined. Sing some Everything I Need to Know. Ready? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Everything that I need to know about what lies before me. Everything that I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me. Everything that I need to do about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to release about what lies before me. Everything that I need to release about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything that I need to accept about what
Well, good morning, CSL Dallas. And good morning to all of those of you who are with us online. A lot of people have asked me, have you gotten contact lenses? No, I got my second cataract surgery on Tuesday. So very excited. It's very, very weird not to be wearing my normal glasses, but now I'm having to learn how to put on readers. Because now I can see all of you, but I can't see what's in front of me. So, well, right. And the more things change, the more they change, right? Isn't that just great? So, actually, it's not so bad. If I'm a little far enough away, I can actually see it. So we'll see. I'm going to be playing around with it. Anybody who has gone through this process and has gotten into the whole reader thing, any tips you have for me, will be truly grateful. All right, so welcome. I'm Dr. Petra Weldis. I'm the co-spiritual director here. And wherever you've been, whatever path you've been on, and wherever you have come from, you are welcome here. We love being in community together. One of the most important things about CSL Dallas is that we are a community. We're a community of spiritual seekers and spiritual finders who are here to support one another. So we'd love for you to stay connected with CSL Dallas. You can do that by participating with us on social media. Follow us on Facebook. Most importantly, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'd love for you to leave us a review on Google. If you are new to us, we'd love to have you stay connected through our email news, inspirational texts, and other ways in which we communicate. So you'll find a connection card, which you can fill out in Pankey Hall in the breezeway, or you can do it online. It'll be being put in the chat right now as we speak for you to do it online and to let us know how we can stay connected with you, because that is, after all, what it means to be in community together. So let's say our purpose statement together. This is what our community is about. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. And if you've hung around here any length of time, you know that that is true. All right, if you haven't had a chance yet to check out our new e-courses, we invite you to do that. We have you can click on e-courses on our website, csldallas.org, or you can go to spiritualclassonline.com. And you'll find our e-courses there. Anyway, that we have a variety of subjects from prosperity to relationships to manifestation, all kinds of different things. We have courses not just from myself and Karen, but from a growing number of other teachers and educators. So visit and see what opportunities there are for you. And we do have some free courses that are out there as well. So check it out. All right, so let's begin with the rest of our time together by going within, settling down, and being together in this beautiful song and centering.
Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your
And I invite you to close your eyes if you wish. Take a breath in, feel that sweet air moving through our bodies. Letting Spirit flow through us I invite you to let my words be your words. And as I focus on gratitude today, at this very moment, because in gratitude that flows through me, and I experience gratitude more and more flows through me as I see it in my day-to-day life. Gratitude for everything, the simplest things, for leaving on time to be here on time, to have a safe drive, to have these people here, have this center here, have these people working here, people contributing here so the place can be here. Just so much gratitude for every single moment of my life. And the more gratitude I experience, the more joy I experience. I experience that flow of life through me, that beingness, that happiness, that balance, that joy and that love. And I focus on that. I focus on that gratitude, and more grows in my life and shows in my life. And I experience that today, this moment, this very, very present moment, this afternoon, and every day of my life, that I focus on that and experience that. I invite you to join with me in experiencing gratitude, expressing gratitude, and claiming this as so by saying with me, and so it is.
Spirit flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding being.
catch their breath, so do I.
We are moving. Okay. Fitbit says that song was 250 calories. That's pretty good. All right. Woo! Welcome to Celebration Sunday. I'm Joe Tinker, and if you didn't know, she's
Deirdre.
and we're your co-chairs for the Adventures in Spirit campaign. What a great campaign it's been. I hope everybody's had some fun. No, aside, thank you. You've dealt with us every week for 4 weeks, so I tip my hat to you. We've sang, we've told a few jokes, we've blasted off rockets. Everybody see some rockets blast with the affirmation stations where we put the affirmations on. We've had a lot of fun, and we've made a tremendous benefit for CSL Dallas all together as a community, and that's why we're here today, is to celebrate how we've come together. So, what do you know?
I'm still breathing.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a high energy in here, but that song about moving, it just made me realize I'm going to share something with you because I am compelled to do so. I have a heart statement, and my heart statement is, I am moved and moving. I am at peace with my integrity and commitment. I love myself, and I love you. So thank you for moving with me.
Right on.
Amen.
And it is so important what you're doing in making your pledges to CSL Dallas and supporting us financially, so that we know that we are here in 2023, stronger than ever, presenting the programs that we need, holding ourselves up and seeing the best in ourselves and each other. This isn't something you can replace and just go to the church next door. This is a special place. You're special for being a part of it, and we are so proud and glad, and we just appreciate your support so much. And now I'd like to ask Reverend Karen and Reverend Petra up because they got some things to say.
Yeah, speaking of support, we could not have done any of this Adventure in Spirit campaign if it weren't for a small group of people. But this small group of people is a mighty group of folks. And I asked them in May, early in May, in fact, probably May 1st, each of them, would you be willing to participate on this committee? And each of these people said yes. And so we've been playing together. I started, then Petra came on during my sabbatical, and then we both sort of did things. And I took back up working with them when I came back. And I'm telling you what, this has been an amazing ride with this Adventures in Spirit Committee. So we want to acknowledge them. So the first two we want to acknowledge is Deirdre and Joe as our co-chairs. Oh, move in. Petra's going to hug everybody. I'm not. So I just want to make sure I don't share anything today. I'm at the tail end of this, whatever it was. So we are so grateful to the two of you. You have made it fun, so exceptional, and what you bring to the table is phenomenal, and we could not have done it without you. So thank you both so very much. And as I call out your name, please come up promptly so that we can acknowledge you as well. So first we have Randy Craig and woohoo! And his beloved Debbie Craig, who's a little under the weather, so she couldn't be here today, but we love Deb. We have Faye Abdul Salam. Faye, one of our two practitioners and ministerial student on the committee. So grateful for your consciousness and contribution. We also have Carl Hunt. Carl Hunt, this beautiful, incredible, energizing bunny, Carl Hunt. Love him. We also have Bill Merlo. Bill, also known as Obi-Wan. I'm just kidding, but just incredible what Bill has brought and your contributions. Thank you so much. And Carol Merlo. Carol, our other practitioner on the committee, bringing her consciousness, creativity, and presence. Thank you so much, Carol. And last but not least, Jeff Richardson. Jeff, thank you for everything you brought to the table. He spearheaded that community lunch and all the spuds. So let's give a round of gratitude for this amazing group of people, our Adventures in Spirit Committee for this year. We're still not done. We're still going to pray for your prosperity for the next 2 weeks, I do believe. So we're not done yet with the good for you all. So thank you all so much. I'll hug you later with my mask back on.
Well, thank you for acknowledging this great team. It's been a lot of fun working with them, and you're right, it is a lot of creativity that goes into it. At some point, if you are invited, I hope you'll decide to join. It's a great way to serve CSL Dallas. And as Reverend Karen just said, the committee continues to pray for the prosperity of this community, as we have done since we began doing that in September. So it's a wonderful opportunity to really explore and get deeper into the prosperity principles that we all hold dear. So, how would you like to know a little bit about how we're doing? Yeah, good. If you're online at home, I hope this is exciting for you too. We had tremendous participation with our online viewers, and so many people that I've never met that haven't been in the center but are online and contributing to make sure that the CSL Dallas they've come to know is also available to them. So let's do this. Let's see. Well, first of all, what was our campaign goal? We were looking on the dollar front. We wanted $800,000 and beyond. And our total pledgers we were looking for is a total pledge count of 165 pledgers and beyond. All right. Well, let's see one of these numbers. How did it turn out? Looky here. All right. So, right on, right on. Okay, that's awesome. And you know, you have heard Reverend Petrus say, and Reverend Karen's mentioned it too over the last few weeks, how through this year that we're in right now, our budget that we're on right now, we're at 100% of pledges being honored by those pledging. So we recognize that you are making a commitment, and we are grateful for that commitment because we set the budget at CSL Dallas based on what you say you'll give. And we know this too, and you can continue to know this for us, we are going to exceed $800,000 and beyond in pledges received to fund 2023. We know this, yes? Yes. Absolutely. And what was our other number? 165 pledgers. Drum roll, please. 157 pledgers. Okay, we've got some more time today, so I'm thinking somewhere along the way, somehow, we're going to even today.
Excuse me.
We have people waving pledge cards here. So we know already, though, we are exceeding 165 committed pledges for 2023. Yes? Yes. Yes, and you have brought us this far. We are so very grateful. I don't know what else we could do except to tell you that we are grateful, and we know that you're full of compassion and passion for yourselves, for each other, and for all that the beacon of light that is CSL Dallas represents to you personally and to our community, and how important that is. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
One more.
You know, Joe has to balance his faith and fear because he's married to me. And because, you know that song, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Well, I need to speak when the Spirit says speak. So I heard, you know, it's things I hear and then it comes through. But there was a comment about being invited. And I'm gonna take a bold move here and say, sometimes I crash parties. I know you probably can't believe that, but sometimes I just mistake that I was invited. How's that being full of yourself, right? So I am going to say out into the universe that if you feel compelled to step forward and be on this committee and be a very generous giver in many, many ways, I would say do that. And perhaps don't wait to be invited, and they will speak to you about what that really means. And then you'll stretch and you'll grow, and so will we. So there's a lot of moving and a shaking going on here, and we need a lot of moving and a shaking right here, right now, on the planet. I keep saying this, but I know you know. I know all you know, and so let's do it. That's it.
Slide, every pledge counts. So we're getting closer and closer to our 165, and we're watching our number climb up, and it's truly, truly, truly lovely and wonderful. And we do want to say thank you. And as we were preparing for today, Karen and I, right, we knew yesterday that we were going to be very strongly presenting. We're in the 95th percentile in both of our numbers, but we have not achieved our goal. Not yet. Not yet. And it was so interesting in our conversation because, of course, where do we go when we're close, but we haven't quite achieved it? What's wrong? And if you're a good science of mind person, you take responsibility. What's wrong with my consciousness? What hidden belief do I have? Do we think we don't deserve it? Do we think there's something going on? And Karen and I looked at each other and we were like, oh, hell no, we definitely deserve it. CSL Dallas definitely deserves this. Yes. Right? Yes. Yes. And this is where we sometimes forget that we are co-creators and our job is to manifest. On the way to manifesting, we may heal some, you know what, that's back there in our consciousness. But we overly focus on this idea that if it hasn't happened yet, there must be something wrong. And I have to figure out what it is that's in the way. But you know, I don't go out to my garden when I've just planted a beautiful plant. I don't go out there and say, well, where's your flower? Hello? I want color and beauty. No, that plant has to grow. That plant has to grow to become the fullness of what it's going to be. I might have to trim it back a few times to encourage it to grow. Some flowers actually have to be deadheaded along the way so that more things can grow. And there's not one thing wrong with the plant if it does not yet have a flower. It is in the process of growing. And this is really what's true about CSL Dallas as we are growing out of the pandemic. As Joe said, with our online people pledging, with you all pledging and participating and recognizing the value of what CSL Dallas is, we are rebuilding from what we were before the pandemic. There's no question about it that had an impact on us as an organization and as a community. And we have a whole new impetus for this hybrid experience. Many people, are on all of these surveys that we've been doing. I hope you've done your survey that came in the email this week. We are getting a lot of, I love being in person, but man, it's convenient to be online. I love being there when we have special events, but I sure like having my meetings online. I like to go to class online at night, but I want to be there on a Saturday for a retreat. Do you see, we are moving into a whole brand new experience of this hybrid organization that is serving at so many different levels. And it has to be grown. All of this has to be grown. And this is, I think, one of the things that Karen teaches me over and over and over and over again, how to hold the vision of something that isn't yet. Because is that not what we teach when we teach spiritual mind treatment, And we teach our spiritual manifestation is that we are co-creating from a cause that must automatically produce an effect. The cause is the end result. Not where we are today, but the 800,000 and beyond, the 165 and beyond, the new business and beyond, the schooling degree and beyond, the relationship, the new relationship and beyond. Do you see? We manifest things that we don't have yet, but we manifest it by having it in consciousness, by accepting that it's true in the non-space, non-time, non-local experience, which is spirit, which is life, which is, as we all know, also the quantum field out of which all things come. The ability for us now to practice that we already have that end result is what pulls us then forward, attracts to us everything that we need to have that manifestation. So today we're celebrating not only our goal, but we're celebrating our teaching. This teaching that says we are constantly co-creating and we are manifesting that which is not yet. Now, this is not only true in the pledge program at CSL Dallas. This is true in our own lives. The healing that has not yet happened, the new that has not yet happened. This is true in our nation. The shift that has not yet happened. This is true on our planet. The healing of climate change that has not yet happened. Can we see the end result so deeply and so profoundly in our consciousness that we can walk with the unfolding of it, utterly assured and convinced that the outcome is as we ourselves have seen and accepted, even though it's not yet. When I talk about spiritual mind treatment with people in my classes and with people who come for coaching, I remind them that in a spiritual mind treatment, you are standing in the future, looking back over your shoulder, going, wow, that was pretty amazing. Look how easily that thing manifested. Because you're standing in the manifestation. You're not standing here looking at, I wonder how I'm going to get there. You're not standing here going, oh, I have to do this and this and this and this. No, you're standing here, looking back over your shoulder, going, wow, that's how the law made that happen. Now, there's no better manifester in my life than Reverend Karen Fry. She has taught me so much about this, it's astonishing. So Karen's going to come up here and she's going to talk about her process because, again, I want to say the same thing I said a couple weeks ago. Do not compare your insides to her outsides, because what I know about Karen is she works on it. So she's going to share with you a story and how she works on it. So come on up here.
Now, some of you may have heard this, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. And when Peter asked me what is one of the great examples, I have many, many examples, thank goodness. This one really sticks out for me. In 2007, I was in a long-term relationship with someone that had a lot of material wealth, but was always fearful of not having enough. I don't think the person that I was in relationship with had ever owned a home and had been living in an apartment when we met and started dating. And that sort of juxtaposition of me, who bought her first home at 21. And so I'd owned many, many homes, and I'd always, bought a home, things were great, and then I would up-level, buy another home, or I was asked to move for work, or whatever the case was. And there was very few times in my life since being 21 where I did not own a home. In fact, it was a very short window with her where we rented a home, okay? And so it was time to move into Oakland and buy a home. Okay, Oakland, California, folks, 2007. Y'all may not remember that, but that was like, I didn't know it at the time, but the tippy top height of the real estate market. And I'm with someone that's a little nervous about outlaying a lot of cash for a home. And we found a home that we both really wanted in the hills of Oakland, up near the high school where Tom Hanks went. That's the notoriety, Skyline High School. It was gorgeous. When we both walked in, we both knew, this is it. And it was a bidding war. Very big bidding war going on in the Bay Area. It just so happened that the owner of this home was an author, and so my partner read her first book. Then, and she was a great writer herself, then proceeded to write a 4-page letter to the author. And the author loved it so much, we weren't the highest bidder, she decided that we would purchase that home. My partner at the time was so nervous about this, I cannot even express. And what I did is I put a stake in the ground. I didn't know how significantly important that was. I had just found Science of Mind a few months earlier. And I said, let me tell you right now that we will never be harmed financially by making this decision, by purchasing this home, that we won't lose money. On that, I claim. I was very new in this stuff. 4 months later, some of you might know what happened. The whole market collapsed and tanked, and everybody was upside down on their mortgages, including us. And that was fun in my household at the time, I will tell you. The good news is I thought I would die in that home. But the good news is that relationship ended up blowing up in the fall of, late fall of 2013, thanks to a mystical thing that I had at a BART station. Won't tell that story today. And everything blew up, including that relationship. And many of you know I had the opportunity, and I called Petra, who was a mentor and who I respected, and I said, I need help on my resume, blah, blah, blah. She said, wait a second, don't tell us so that you're going to candidate for another pulpit. Give me 2 weeks, and here I am. Which meant, when that relationship blew up, I knew I couldn't afford to buy her out of that house. And soon after that, I was moving to Dallas. And so we made the decision to put that house on the market. We had put in some money to remodel it, to say the least. We purchased that home at $937,000. See why she was nervous? And we chose a real estate that was in our community, in the Science of Mind community in Oakland. Center for Spiritual Living there. So I knew that she had the consciousness, she knew how to work this, and we chose her to be a real estate agent. And I remember she was saying, well, I said, well, we're going to get at least $1 million for this home. And she said, I can't be your agent if that's what you're expecting, because I can't promise that. In fact, the first number that I gave was $1.1 million. That's what we're going to sell this house for. We are selling this house for $1.1 million. Boop! Now, it didn't feel like that at first in me, but that's where I went. And she said, I don't know if that's what you're expecting. I don't know that that's what's going to happen. I can't promise. And I said, you know what? I don't need to trust in you. I trust in the law. And you go ahead and be our agent. We spent $18,000 to move our furniture out and put fancy furniture in, folks. So it was listed at $958, I think, give or take, because it's my memory working now. And I remember, I got really clear, and I started doing this, $1.1 million. I took a stand, $1.1 million, $1.1 million, and I kept, thank you, somebody's doing a sound effect. And I just was like that. And I remember I just kept working it and kept working it. I call that the mental equivalent, make a declaration, got it all inside of me of what $1.1 million, that there is only one person in the entire universe that needs to feel that this is their home just like me, and they are willing to pay $1.1 million for it. Only one. It only takes one. So I don't need to figure it out. Then it got so clear inside of me, as Peter just described. I was standing here at 1.1. I wasn't here anymore going, 1.1. How about, I was here at $1.1 million. And that felt so good and so real. I said, well, how about 1.2? So I was a little, but I never moved off the 1.1. You get that? So then I went that way, 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, 1.2. What does that feel like inside of me? 1.2, 1.2. And I got to that so clear that I was standing here at selling this beautiful home. First of all, just folks, if you ever do this, you have to release it consciously. I did not hold on to that house anymore. I didn't call it my house. I called it the house. Big difference. I had to release it before it even got put on the market. That is very important. And so 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, and that was so clear. I was like, yes. And then it just so happened I had to fly out there for one last time to get a few more things out of the garage and, yada, 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 under contract. Which was not the highest bidder, but it was the first African-American federal judge in the nation that wanted to buy the house. And I wanted to sell to that person. She was going to come back to the Bay Area. She was also the first African-American police officer in Oakland. And so I was like, we're selling that house to her. It was really cool. And we had a backup to the very last day of closing. If she didn't sign, this couple would step in. And I was like, 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, okay? Now, I will tell you, of course, all this happened before contract, now that I think about the space-time continuum. Anyway, I had to fly home and clear out some things, and I'll never forget it. I stood on our back deck overlooking this gorgeous valley. I mean, redwood forest, you name it. No one could build on it. It was a really nice home. And my ex-partner was standing next to me, and she had gotten on the train. And I said, you know what? Look at this. We're going to sell this for $1.3 million. No less. Okay, so this is before contract. We are selling this for, I just felt it. It was the power of being on the location and my faith that anything unlike it is unthinkable, unimaginable. And this ex-partner of mine, she got on board and she said, yes, do a spiritual mind treatment. I'm like, I'm going to do it. And I stood on that deck and I went, ka-toom, in my way with lots of passion, clarity, commitment, demand, claim, this. And she did too. I was shocked. And she did. I'd never heard her do a spiritual mind treatment or declare before. And she did. Now we had the power of two. And I felt so good. And then all the little bids came in, and then that's what ended up happening. Yeah.
You're right there. Can you feel how much work Karen did? Do you see that did not come easy to her? Right? I really want to be clear that over that period of time and how often we shrink back. And each time Karen did that work, she was able to accept more good as opposed to, maybe it's, maybe I should just, maybe Spirit is letting me know. Like when the realtor said, I don't know that I can ask for that much money. How many of us would say, oh, well, that's Spirit letting me know? Do you understand that you are Spirit? When you're in that place, what Karen just evidenced, when you're in that place, you are Spirit speaking. And you are Spirit speaking into the law with passion and power and commitment. And the other thing is, too many times we say, oh, I'm going to do a spiritual mind treatment. Lay it on me, God. Whatever it is you think I should have. Well, what does the law know but what we have in our consciousness? Right. So you can hear the declaration, the claim, the willingness to speak the word with power and to own it. Yeah. So I just really wanted to underscore that because I watched some of this and I watched the consistent, Karen was unwilling to allow her fear or her uncertainty to have any space in her consciousness.
Or to be wrong, or to not get it. And you brought up a great point. I hear so many people, well, whatever Spirit wants. I think that is such BS, folks. Because I am standing as, like Peter said, this individualized expression must know what it wants, because the law doesn't. It just mirrors back. And so, the first contract, African American federal judge, she lived in North Carolina and wanted to move back home. You know what we signed that contract for? We signed it for $1.305,000. But we haven't closed on the house yet. So I'm back here in Dallas. Everything is so smoking good. It's going so well. And I'm just, yep, because it would, yep. Anytime it came up, yep, 1.35. There it is. Weren't stupid. I took the backup from the couple. It was less, right? And I'll never forget it. I was standing in a friend's living room with Peter Weldish, Christine Volkmer, and Sherry Wood. And Susan Swartz is the friend. We were all having dinner together. Never forget it. We were standing in a room of Susan's in her house that had a piano. That's what I really remember the most. And my phone rang, and it was my realtor. I said, I got to take this call, because we were literally less than a week from done deal. And the phone call came, and it was my realtor, and she said, Karen, I have some bad news to tell you. I'm like, no, you don't. What is it? She said, what we didn't know is the owner is married, and she wants her husband to sign the piece of paper that says his name is not on the title, and he won't sign that piece of paper. The deal's going to fall out. And I felt it in my body for just a fraction. You know, your body can tell you something, and it wanted to go to pure fear. And something in me rose up and said, no, it's not. She said, Karen, we have to have this piece of paper by Thursday. It was Tuesday or something. It was very close to Thursday. And I said, no, it's not. And I grabbed those 4 people in that living room. Thank God I had a community standing with me right now that knew how to stand there too and not wiggle on it. And I said, I need y'all to right now, spiritual mind treatment, that nothing, I don't care what it is, this is not occurring. That 1.35,000 is sticking. I've released the house. It's not mine. It's hers. I got a call 2 days later from my realtor and said, we don't know how this happened, but a FedEx letter arrived today. He signed it. So we did sell that house for $1.3 million and $5,000. I didn't realize till Peter asking me about this process that actually the seed was planted back. Way back there where I said we would not be financially harmed, because I think it was a pure wash. I kid you not, from what we put in the remodel, which was a bunch of money. But I got to live in that house for almost 7 years in the most magnificent place with the most incredible views, and I promised myself I would never take that view for granted, and I didn't until that last sunset. I didn't. Enjoyed that last sunset I saw before I left to move to Dallas. And so that is the place that I think we all are to stand from, and to not let anything outside of us move us off. That X marks the spot. For me, it was 1.3. And And then I'll tell you the last thing I did about that transaction is the moment that money, my little portion of it, hit my bank account, I tithed 10% to this community. And I know how significantly important that is as well. And so we can be the manifest body of God, the manifest body of Spirit, the manifest body of the universal presence, because that is the truth of who we are at all times, as long as we believe it and have faith that that is the place, the spot we are to stand. And once you do that, I call it an anchor moment, you get to roll off. Anytime I have doubt, I go right back to that house, or I go back to here, or I go back to here, and I say, no, I have too much proof now that this shit really works.
So one of the things, again, that you'll notice is that it's not that Karen didn't have moments of wiggle. Did you hear that? But every time she had it, she didn't succumb. She went back to truth. She went back to the claim, right? And it's from Karen that I learned to put my stake in the ground. We call it the Gandalf moment. Remember in Lord of the Rings when he does that on the bridge? You shall not pass, right? Sometimes that's what we have to do, especially when we are growing something, building something new, moving in a direction we've not moved in before, overcoming obstacles. It's not that our life isn't going to have obstacles. It's not that the market might not tank, or this might not happen, or we lose a job, or whatever it is. Life does still happen, but the question is, are we standing in that place? Can we over and over and over and over and over again get ourselves to that place where we can say, I have already accomplished that which is not yet. I have already accomplished that which in the space-time continuum is not yet. The acceptance of its completion before it arrives. That is the place where we put our stake in the ground. That is the place where our spiritual mind treatment ends. That is the place where our spiritual work says, yes, yes, I've done it. I've done it in consciousness. It's the law's job to manifest it. And I expect that manifestation to happen. And we can celebrate today all the good we've already received right here and now at CSL Dallas, but we can celebrate that we have already achieved that goal, which is not yet in form. Yes? Yes. So we're going to do that celebration with this song from Kirby and Joseph.
So last week, I got to sing about how kind and generous you are. This wonderful community here. And it felt, it felt like a declaration as like a staff, right? But it also kind of felt very personal, right? Of how kind and generous you've been to me. This song is about how awesome you are. How awesome, and you, all of you watching online, just how ridiculously, utterly awesome you are. That's the only takeaway from this song. There's about 1 million words in it, but that's the general message. And I brought my friend Joseph here to come sing it with me. We hope you enjoy it. Ready?
really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. All those that hang around the water cooler would never believe how you tackled 1,000 puzzle pieces. You could see it before we completed it, before we made it whole. How we put it all together with the blindfold. You're like a long game token that keeps the game going. What you claim to fame is I like to lay lord of the limelight. What you hurt your eyes. If you're not careful, you'll become another devil in disguise. But you watch your back, you watch your back. You're growing eyes in the back of your head to prevent another sneak attack, sneak attack. You must be keeping secret weapons in your fanny pack. You like my laughing gas, you got the cat to dance. You like Lance on the mountain and the Tour de France. You got a wingspan spanning the globe. You got gold and you're teaching us all to let go. You're a wise old owl and you're the cat's meow. If this is 12 feet, then you would be my path again. And if this is 50, then you would be a sacred cow. And I'd bow down to you. So grateful to the gods for making you. You really did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. You've been standing up for the good rights of the American people, and you'll be meeting all the influential seekers with a similar dream. You got a front seat save that's emblazed with your name and a superhero cape on. See the future as a sky full of possibility. With a spryness of mind and a psychic ability, you probably won't die at the hands of an enemy and not in the den of iniquity. You're not the average Joe, you're not the average Jane. You're not above or below, but you're never just plain. You never take no personally, and anytime you get stopped, you try to get away. So we cut off for a kiss without a cease and desist. If we ask, we won't tell because we're activists. I am that I am, and you are that you are, and we're all that is. How P-E-R-F-E-C-T or A-T-T-I-T-U-D-E-B. What does that spell? It spells you did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. Sweet did it, yeah. Sweet did it, no. Sweet, yeah. Sweet did it, no. Sweet did it, no. Sweet, when you're circumnavigating the turntable, calling the tracks like you be jumping in the water, you be making a splash, you be keeping the heartbeat going, you be keeping the harmony going. Well, there's an awful lot of musical styles you could play with. There's an awful lot of tastes, an awful lot of dates you could be on. You've been keeping your backbone strong, keeping the trombone blowing. Well, every friend of mine will give each other high fives when your beautiful mind is to your own devices. You do what you like and you always like what you try. You touch me like an iPhone application, move me like a smooth jazz music station, doing what you choose in the way that you choose to do them. Oh my God, you're quick to be so quotable. Damn, you got away with words. You got a magical handshake for saving the earth. You are a generous man. You are so awesome it hurts. You are A-W-E-S-O-M-E. What does that spell? It spells you did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it. You really did it, yeah. You really did it. You really did it, did it, did it. You are A-W-E-S-O-M-E. You are A-W-E-S-O-M-E. You are A-W-E-S-O-M-E. You are A-W-E-S-O-M-E. You are A-W-E-S-O-Me.
Thank you, Kirby and Joseph. Thank you so much. Now you can actually take a breath between all those words, right? Take a breath in. Awesome, awesome, truly awesome. Thank you so much. So we are in that space where you have really done it. And what we do now is we apply that, we live that as we share of our tithes and offerings right? This is what we did last year, and as you have come to be part of our community, what we give this year. We love to invite our greeters to come forward. For those of you who are online, we have lots of ways in which you can give, and we invite you to do so generously now. And so that we keep this ball rolling, CSL Dallas growing and thriving and rebuilding. So there's lots of ways in which you can give. And before we do that, we'll say our abundance affirmation together. Knowing the truth leads me into a more abundant life. Complete prosperity is mine. Good is forever flowing and eternally manifesting itself to me. My good flows to me from every source because I recognize all sources as divine. And so it is. And so as the greeters are passing the basket, and those of you who are online, or if you prefer here in the room, you can text give, you can use PayPal, Venmo, all of those lovely opportunities. And for anybody who does not have a pledge card in their hand, or who is online who still would like to pledge, csldallas.org/pledge will add you to our growing total, and we want you to be part of it. We want you to hear that song when you put that pledge in. You did it, 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 and you were part of making it happen. Yes, and so we're truly grateful. And so one of the things that we do is, of course, we not only give here, but we give out into the community. We have our not-for-profit partners that we support throughout the year, but we also support our adopted school, Gooch Elementary School, which is just across 635 here. Each year we support them with Thanksgiving baskets. A ridiculously large number of their scholars at the elementary school live at or below the poverty line, and so this is one of the many ways in which we support them. $50 will buy a gift card for them to have a Thanksgiving dinner. Our goal is a minimum of 100 Thanksgiving gift cards that we can support 100 families. So there's a table across the way in front of the fountain over there. Debbie Hine and others are over there. They'll take your donation today. We're going to be running this for 3 weeks so that everybody has it before Thanksgiving. For those of you who are online right now, you can go csldallas.org/give, use the drop-down menu that says Gooch Thanksgiving Basket. And please do support our adopted school. We also want to let you know that today is the last Sunday for Reverend Karen's photographs in the gallery. And so she will be in the gallery. She wasn't able to be there last week. She will be in the gallery after the celebration today to talk about the photographs and tell you the stories about where they were taken. Quite a few of them are sold. There are a few that are still available, and of course anything that's sold you can order. But do go see the beautiful wildlife photography, and you'll get to see more of it as Karen goes out into the world and brings us home these amazing images. All right, we're going to also then, this is our last Sunday to have Kirby on the platform with us. And so we want to have this opportunity to truly say thank you. Kirby, thank you for the gift of your music and your presence and your participation on staff. And all the love that you have shared. We've certainly loved your guitar playing and your singing and everything that you have added. And truly grateful. We wish you well in all of your new endeavors. And we're going to bless you with this song. So, Candy, take it away.
He gets to accompany himself. Here we go. Okay, give us a pitch. Here we go. Yeah. And if you will. Oh, amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. So amazing. Wherever you go, wherever you are, you will do amazing
So, yet another fabulous human being we are tithing to the universe. Right? It's awesome. All right, so we'd love to invite you over to Pankey Hall also for cookies and goodies. We do have our practitioners standing by. They are standing by right now on Zoom. The link is being placed in the chat where you can get spiritual coaching and a spiritual mind treatment from one of our practitioners, or you can go across the breezeway just by the elevator, and they are standing by there. We are all here to support each other, and our practitioners especially are here to support you. So have a fabulous week, and now let's close our celebration out by singing I Release.